Hi everyone, I wanted to talk to you today about planners and switching over from my summer planner into what I'm doing for the fall. So in the summertime, I like to travel as light as possible. So for the past couple of summers, I have been using this really fabulous cover that I got from Bliss Bag Boutique on Etsy. I follow her on Instagram, and she does not make this style of a cover anymore, which is such a shame because she really does a beautiful job. There's just something about whatever she used for these layers that I just really like. I like the amount of flexibility and the level of stiffness. It's really quite ideal. So I'm sad that she doesn't make this kind of cover anymore. But when she was selling off the last of her covers of this style, I had my eye on this print for a long time, and I hurried up and snagged it, and I'm so glad that I was able to get it. I used it for my cruise to the Bahamas last year in 2018 spring, and then I just stayed in it for all of summer, and I got it back out for summer. So in the summertime, like I said, I like to have the least amount of possible of setup to have to drag around with me. So for the past couple years, I have used this particular insert, which is just from Michaels. It was when they were first kind of getting into the TN string journal style of thing, and it's really inexpensive and not super well made. So the reason why I like it is because it is blank, and I have just been using it for summer. So I've been using it for June, July, and August. This is my third summer in it. And then it has a very nice, very abbreviated sort of week, 2 weeks on one page. And this is enough for me in the summertime, because I just jot like the library activities, what we're doing with friends, really quick things so that I don't overbook us or double book us during the summertime. And so this has been plenty for me, and I've really liked it. And then this is just a folder that I made for when we went on our cruise, and I like it so much I have kept using it just in the summertime to just for decorative purposes. So that's that. And then this is my commonplace book. I've shown this a couple times. I usually have this covered with paper because I don't love the front design, but my son picked it out for me, and sometimes when your kids pick stuff out for you, you end up using them because they love to see you using them. So I will keep this, summer insert in here when I store this, so that if I need to refer back to our summer plans, I can look back on that. But now that it is fall, I need something a little more robust for my planning. And actually in August, I started using some really great B6 size inserts that I got from Alex Marie Designs, and I follow her on Instagram. But first I want to show you, I got this new, it's actually a book sleeve, but I use it as a planner pouch, and I love it. It is by 5 Sprout Stitching on Etsy. And when I ordered this, they give you a free matching bookmark, and I love it. This size is probably for trade paperback or mass market. I don't think it would fit hardcover. They do have a large size, and that is probably meant for the hardcovers. This is the small size. So the reason I love this is because if you color code like I have been for our family activities, is that I just put my V6 in here, and then I can always have my highlighters with me. So I really like that. And then this cover is from So What Else Is New on Etsy, and she's probably my most used planner cover Etsy seller. So I buy the most number of covers I have from her. And this is one of her newer styles in that it doesn't have the elastic strap around it. It has a snap. And I really like it because it has 2 pockets. Actually, I'm going to have to move some stuff to show you everything better. But it has 2 pockets in the front. It has a pocket, and then it has a pocket in the back. And so I mentioned, I think on Instagram, that one reason I like this new style is because you can use it as a hybrid. So this particular one it goes on the strings really nicely, but if it had like a binding, it wouldn't. And I could just then slide it right in the back. And so then I could put my bound journals, like a Leuchtturm notebook, and I could also have things on strings. So I really like the flexibility that this style cover gives me. This is just an inexpensive, very cheap sort of notebook that I got in the back to school section last year, and I haven't used it all up, so I'm still using it. This is just like for shopping notes, grocery lists, that kind of thing. Things that will ultimately be disposable and not need to be archived. So as I was saying, I am using some new inserts from Alex Marie Designs, and here is her name. So she's on Etsy, and I knew that I was going to want some more robust inserts for the fall. I have been using, for 18 months, I have been using some inserts that come from the May Designs collaboration with Blue Sky that is sold in Target. And I have used them for 18 months, and I have really liked them. I find them to be functional. And like I said, I used them last year and the first half of this year. But I ultimately decided I was kind of just tired of this. I just wanted something new. I wasn't really loving this layout anymore. I wasn't finding it as functional for me. My daughter is using the second insert that came in the set because obviously you get the full year when you buy this with the cover. So I know that the insert is still being used and loved because she really likes it a lot. So I don't have any guilt switching over. So these inserts are print on demand, and I am using the Hammer Mill Premium Color Copy 28-pound paper. And it is so slick that I actually found that when I had my inserts next to each other, they kind of stuck a little bit. So I have put this in here, so that kind of alleviates that problem. It's easier for me to flip between the two when I kind of have this little like divider thing that I made out of a Project Life, part of a Project Life page protector that I put pictures of my kids in. I thought this picture was appropriate considering that it's the aliens here. So I wanted to show you the August inserts now that I'm done using them before I kind of archive them. And normally the other inserts are enough. The ones that I showed you where it was like 2 weeks on one spread in the summer. But before I committed to switching over in fall, I wanted to test drive some inserts for August. So this is a really nice setup. She has this nice opening page, and it is very neutral, so you can decorate it if you like. She has all these cool holidays, so you can look at which ones you like and maybe do something special on that day. She has projects you want to work on this month, tasks to complete each week. Things got too hectic, those didn't happen. And habits I choose to do daily. I chose not to do that, so I just covered it up because she has a tracker on each page too. So this was my monthly spread, and as I was saying, these are erasable highlighters by Friction. They're really cool, and I just got them at Target, so I really like them. And I assigned everybody a color plus family activities, so I thought that was really handy. So that's what my monthly spread ended up looking like. And she actually, I think she shared this somewhere or mentioned somewhere about how she likes that I had no stickers. But of course, when I went to like be all done with this, I did add a couple stickers to it. So sorry, Alex, I did add a couple in here, but I didn't actually have them most of the month. I just kind of filled it in. So this is how I've been using them. This was camp week, and I love to use washi tape to delineate things. This time I was trying to figure out if I wanted to use stickers, how I wanted to use things, and that kind of thing. And actually I'm going to put the guest list here, but I didn't want to put it on before I shared this on in a video for privacy reasons. And I was using some stamping, and I was just trying to figure out how I wanted to use this layout. On this one, I used more stamping and I did some washi tape to delineate a 4-day trip. Normally I like, for years for me in my brain, the week started on Sunday and went through Saturday. But I have to admit that sometimes with weekend plans, especially with a trip that falls over the weekend, it was nice to have it all on one page. And I just filled it in kind of as I went. And what I really like about this is that my other May book designs ones that I have been using have been horizontal, all on one page. But I really like how I need the lines, and a lot of times my planning is very list-like, so I really like this style. This week was our anniversary week, and I want even more minimalist because I just decided that this is going to be more function. So I like to have decoration in it when I can, but if I can't, that's fine too. So it's kind of no frills. This is my idea of a no frills thing. And then this one, I added some stickers that I had that I wasn't going to use up in a pack otherwise. So I just kind of threw them on for fun. But again, it's very functional for me. And I like it because it has so much space, almost more space and more room to record things than I actually need. But I do like that because there are some weeks that are going to be busy. It has this blank notes area. It has weekly goals. It has a habit maker here. That's why I didn't really feel the need to use this part because there's this here. And I just really like this clean spread. This week, I was sick this week, so even less got done, like no decoration really. And that is fine with me. And so then at the end of the book, she has this gratitude journal, so you can write one thing a day. She has this month of August and lists. 2 of the topics I didn't really feel I had anything to add there, so I just covered them up with washi and made my own lists. This is going to be expensive. I haven't filled in everything for privacy reasons, obviously, and we just had a lot of parties this month. And actually, this next page is more parties that I did some planning for 2 parties we hosted, but I'm not going to share that. This I decided to do because I was coming up with a lot of quotes and things that were resonating with me. So I kind of filled out this page, I think a week into the month. And then I was able to think on these different quotes and things like that throughout the month. And I really liked having this in here. It's just some like positive things to think about. And then our middle school principal actually highlighted this. So these were just some interesting things for me to think on. So I like how there's notes pages at the back of this insert. And then over here, I watch a lot of YouTube and I use Instagram. And so there are things that will interest me, but sometimes I'll save them. You know how you can add a little flag on Instagram. But a lot of times I have a hard time finding them when I want to go back to them. So it's just been easier for me to have a spot to put everything, kind of like a brain dump, I guess, for your wish list right here. And actually this one, I ordered all of those, so those should be coming soon. And then this I covered up, but I had filled in 4 of these. And this is my future planning page that I really like. So because this is just a month insert, sometimes you have things that you make for future months, and I will write them on here, and that way they're easy to just transfer over. So like when I had something planned in December, I had something planned in October, and I wrote those down already, and then I also wrote down the trip for my daughter when she will go to Washington, D.C. with the school. And so then I can just remove this sticky note and I have those days written down. And then this, as September was coming up, a lot of back to school dates were starting to come in down the pipe. So I started writing them down on this back page, and I liked having a place to put everything so that I can then transfer them to my September insert. So I haven't started filling this out yet, which is why I needed to film this to show you. I wanted to show you sort of the blank insert so you could see some of the features. Like I said, what I really like is I like the lines. It just helps keep things much tidier for me. And then when I need to highlight something, it gives me a line to highlight. And this is what an empty weekly layout looks like. Again, I just love the lines. It's very clean. So far, it's given me plenty of room to write on. You know, you can do your meal plan here if you need to, a shopping list. You know, it just has so many nice little pockets of areas to write things down on. So I really am appreciating that. And this one is actually a repeat of this week, the last week. So I'm planning to just tape these two together because I'm not going to repeat a week. But you know, here's the rest of September. Really nice. The gratitude journal, I can write one thing down each day. Here are all of this so that you can see. I don't really listen to podcasts that much other than like two that I listen to all the time. I listen to Amy Tan's pod. That's Amy Tangerine. She's a crafter. And I also listen to the Awesome Ladies podcast. Anyway, if I will try to link those on the bottom since I can't remember the name. So I don't really need to list those because I listen to them and they just check off on my app. And I'm not super musical, so I don't listen to that much music that changes month to month. And then, like I said, I love that there are these pages in the back. And in the back, I've already written down some schedules that actually I'm realizing I shouldn't have left in there. But I wanted to share some print notes. These are some print notes that I had from using my particular printer. And so the thing that I like the idea of printables. And I have used the Alex Marie, I always want to say Alexis, sorry. I've used the Alex Marie printables for the Happy Planner before, but usually these bound inserts were always too confusing for me to get right. But these actually worked out really nicely for me. I didn't have to like shuffle the pages to get things to print right. So the first time you print out printables, and just because these are notes from my particular printer, it doesn't mean that these will transfer to your printer. So I would recommend when you print out a booklet type printable to take notes. So the first time I run it through, I print one page at a time and I put an X sort of on like the bottom right hand corner facing up. That just makes sense for me. I put a little X with a highlighter and I know that's going to be sort of a bust insert. I'm not going to use that one. I'm just seeing how things print, and I'll print the front and the back. So I can figure out how my printer is going to print out this particular printable so that I can make it so that all the pages line up. Especially when it's dated, you do need things to line up correctly. You need them to print front and back correctly. So after I did that, then I made sure I wrote these down so that the next time I go to print these printables, I won't have any problems. I can do it right away because I've remembered how to print these successfully. So anyway, these are and I have checked with her. She's planning to do them through the rest of 2019. So I can commit to using these for the fall. So I'm really happy about that. I really like this particular system, and I can commit to it for, you know, September, October, November, December. That's only 4 months. So anyway, and then the other thing I have in here is just a folder insert. I have showed these inserts before. I really like them, and I wanted to show you what I do is when I'm at home, I often have this particular clip hanging out of it because I think the pizza one just goes so nicely. But if I want to take this out and about, I just usually take it off, put it on a business card for the seller of, in this case, it's the folder, and then away we go. And I don't have to worry about my paper clips kind of sticking out and getting mangled when I'm on the go. So anyway, I just wanted to show you, this is going to be like my main planning system for fall. But I do supplement it a little bit. So as you might have seen real quick in this particular one, this is my yearly calendar for 2018. Because I like to switch sizes and I like to switch planners so much, I like to have one catch-all, and since I do it so much, I try to make it as streamlined as possible. This particular cover is really cute and very appropriate for fall. It is by this this particular Etsy seller. I bought it quite a while ago, and unfortunately she no longer sells on Etsy, but I did want to tell you, who I got that from, since it is super cute. And again, another folder, because as I get things for the month, I like to be able to stick them in there. And this one is from Hobby Lobby. It is their generic monthly one. I think I can, of course I didn't mark the one I can show you. Let's see. Here is October. So I really like this particular insert because it is blank, so you can use it whenever. This is October, and then it has a note sheet at the end. And I've been using this for the full year, so I like to be able to refer back to what has happened in a year. That's why I always keep sort of a yearly month at a view glance. So since school has started and I'm having year-long schedules, I need to fill out the rest of 2019 and the first half of 2020. Can you believe 2020? So this is my new insert that I have, and it is also undated. This one is by Doodlebug Design Inc., and I got it from Blitsy when they were having a sale. So I'm going to set that up so I have that all ready to go in here. And somebody asked me on my last Happy Scrappy unboxing what I do with the papers, and this is what I do with the papers. Honestly, not very exciting, but they're so cute. I usually don't feel the need to do too much actual decorating to it. I just like that it's pretty. I think it looks all nice. It kind of goes with the fall theme. So that's what I'll do, and then I'll switch it with a different sheet of paper. And I actually used this last year too. So once I kind of cut them down, I can use them for multiple years since these are seasonal. And then in the back, I have my other folder that I really like, and this is a project insert. I'm going to be working on a fall favorite from September to November, and so I've started. So my first layout is, these are last year's school pictures, and I'm going to do a spread about our favorite fall things throughout this insert, which is from Happy Scrappy, and it's just too cute for words. This doesn't go anywhere. This usually stays at home. It doesn't travel with me since I'm using the V6 for my main daily tasks and that kind of thing. So that's separate, and that's why I use those sticky notes. Remember, I put all these sticky notes at the end of it, so that if I have future date planning, I can put it in here, and then when I get home, I can reference my master calendar. So anyway, thanks for joining me for this planner talk for my fall switchover. I would love to know what you guys do and how you make planning work for you too. So if you have a video on that, or you want to leave me a comment, I would love it. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye for now.